SpongeBob SquarePants. Where the frick do I even begin? A lot of people say the show declined in quality after the first movie, but personally, I think the show declined after the 5th season. So, around the time House Fantasy released, that's when the show declined in quality. But I'm not here to talk about that today. There have been many videos talking about how SpongeBob has declined in quality over the years. I'm just here to review a certain episode. Speaking of which, now there's one SpongeBob episode that I don't see getting talked about too much. That episode is called Fiasco. So since not a lot of people have been reviewing it, I think it's the best time for me to take a look at it, because, I actually want to be original. So, what are my personal opinions on Fiasco? Well, let's find out. We start the episode off with an ad for the Krusty Krab, which Mr. Krabs doesn't seem to like. Strange, considering it could boost his business, but considering he's the guy who drives his arch nemesis to suicide and fires his favourite employee for a freaking nickel, I shouldn't be too surprised. Anyway, we get a funny scene with SpongeBob's thinking cap, but before that we get a kind of annoying scene with SpongeBob breathing, but thankfully it doesn't go on too long, so I'm not really bothered by it. A mysterious man named Fiasco comes in and starts making a painting out of Krabby Patties. Anyway, he leaves after saying some artistic stuff, which I don't understand. Then Squidward notices what the man made and claims that it is a fiasco. Hang on a second. If Squidward likes Fiasco's work, then why did he just refer to him as yes, your freakishness a few minutes ago? It doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, after Squidward and Mr. Krabs get into an argument about the fiasco, a man named Mr. Farkle comes in and claims that Mr. Krabs doesn't own the painting. Actually, he technically does, because Fiasco made the painting with Mr. Krabs' Krabby Patties, and he made it in his restaurant, so wouldn't that technically mean that Mr. Krabs owns the painting? I think Fiasco owns it 50% because he made it, and Mr. Krabs owns it 50% because it was made in his restaurant. But Squidward doesn't own it because he didn't have anything to do with it. Sure, he works at the place where it was made, but it wasn't his equipment, so yeah. So anyway, the fiasco was put on display, and Plankton thinks it's a chewed up Krabby Patty and decides to steal it. And then we get to my favourite bit of the episode, the police chase. Now this police chase doesn't go on for too long, it only goes on for 1 minute and 28 seconds. Basically what it amounts to is Plankton hiding at multiple places, including a supermarket, a movie theatre, and even in outer space. Now while that might seem kind of redundant, it's actually kind of funny. There's maybe 1 or 2 funny lines in here, like when Plankton's in outer space. His reaction to the cops finding him there was pretty funny. So, after running away from the cops, he gets to Patrick's house, for which he says a funny line. Then he goes over to SpongeBob's house. Then he uses a joke from The Amazing World of Gumball. Yep, sorry guys, I checked. Gumball did it first, guys. Gumball did it first. So Plankton, in order to convince SpongeBob not to turn him in, convinces them that him and Gary were acquaintances of the crime. Then Patrick comes in saying he wants to go to sleep and freaking eats the fiasco. Well, to be fair, it's much better than in Smooth Jazz of Bikini Bottom, because at least it's food, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Squidward complains to the exact same cops who were chasing Plankton before. What a coincidence. Then, because Squidward is Squidward and the universe hates him, everyone gets arrested, but only him and Plankton stay in prison. Everyone else gets out. Honestly, that's the only thing I dislike about the episode. Since Patrick ate the fiasco, SpongeBob comes up with an idea. He puts an X-ray in Patrick's stomach, so everyone can see the chewed up fiasco, where Fiasco says he will never paint again, and then tears all his paintings to pieces. So, what did I think of this episode? It's pretty good. There were a few funny lines, and none of the characters are out of character, so it's good. It's not my favourite Season 8 episode, though it is in my top 5 favourites. But, it's a pretty good episode, and I'm glad I watched it. Give it this though, it's much better than its sister episode, am I right? So, Out of 10, I'd probably give it maybe 8 or 9 out of 10, because honestly, it has some good stuff, and also it doesn't even do anything too bad besides the ending where Squidward stays in prison. That actually bothered me. But yeah, you could say I'm a fan of the episode entitled Fiasco. But thanks for watching this review, guys, and if you want me to do more SpongeBob reviews, hit the like button. And I am signing the Sorry, Avis, I didn't mean to steal your outro, but for real though, I'll see you all in the next video.